It is 10 o'clock and it's time for the council to be in session. We have Mr. Alatorre, Mrs. Chick, and Mrs. Walters. We have 4 members present. We need 6 more for a quorum. The meeting of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles on the 13th day of March, Friday the 13th. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35. We're also being monitored by council phone. We do have some presentations, and I'm going to call upon Mr. O'Holden, who's not paying any attention as usual. But Mr. Holden, do you want to do this, or you don't want to? We'll do it next week. Does he? Nate, are you going to do this or not? We have other presentations. Well, okay. Okay, then we'll call on Mrs. Chick to make her presentation. Okay, Mrs. Chick.
Mr. President, colleagues, good morning. I have two very special presentations to make today, and I'd like to begin with a group of people near and dear to my heart. If the National Association of Social Worker members would come and join me at the podium. Today, we are honoring the centennial, the 100th birthday of the profession of social work. And it's one that's very special to me, and I'm very proud to say that my profession is social work. I am a social worker, and I remember very clearly when I was first running for office and debating what my ballot designation should be, and I wanted it to be social worker. And I was advised by a very savvy campaign consultant that I shouldn't have my designation as social worker because it gives that image of being kind of a bleeding heart, very soft on certain issues. And I was persuaded to use a different ballot designation. But I've regretted it ever since, because the profession of social work and the social work training and education is one that has given me the widest perspective on the kinds of problems and issues that face us, and has taught me something that all politicians and all people in government should keep in mind, and that is that we should be problem solvers, and that we should go after the root causes of problems rather than the soundbite solutions and slapping Band-Aids on the symptoms all the time. That is what social workers are so good at doing. And so it's with great pride and great admiration for people who for 100 years in this profession have been working diligently to address the problems of disadvantaged people, of segments of our society that often don't have a voice, and to bring forth real solutions to the real problems that face us. I'm going to let our honorees tell you more about the National Association of Social Workers and their profession. Sally Alonzo Bell is going to, on behalf of her colleagues here, accept this resolution that we have all signed for the 100th anniversary Professional Social Worker Month. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You want to come to the podium?
Dear City Councilmen and women, we thank you on behalf of the California National Association of Social Workers chapter for honoring us in a profession that blends both science and passion and art. And we are grateful to be acknowledged on behalf of the 12,000 social workers that work in the great state of California and in the 4,000 social workers who work within the limits of Los Angeles City. And we also would like to take this moment to present this T-shirt to Councilwoman Chick that commemorates our 100 years.
Thank you very much.
And we also have a poster and a short bib on the history of professional social work for each of the council men and women of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Did you want to speak?
Okay.
They're going to come and present the posters now. I wish we had more social workers in City Council.
Can we have some, Ms. Goldberg?
Yes, I apologize for being late, but I wanted to just add my congratulations and thanks to social workers all throughout our city. When I worked in the capacity of children's deputy for the Supervisor Molina, I worked very closely with some of the most fabulous people I've ever met. You know, we have people who, there are people in various services who are not interested to go into certain areas because they think it's dangerous. Social workers go into every area. They go into every type of situation. They go into situations where there's absolutely no known factors about what's going to happen to them. In the middle of the night when a report of a child being needed to be removed because of a danger to that child. And they just go. And they just do it. And they work with families on reunification, and they work with families on how to help them deal with the problems that young people are having, and old people, and all those folks who are in trouble. And I want to just be a part of joining my colleagues in tipping my hat to social workers, because I really do know what you do firsthand and up close. I think your profession is one that too few people really understand. What you do, because if they did, I think that they would demand better working conditions and smaller caseloads on your behalf, because I know the difficulty in this county and in other counties with which those folks have to work. So let me just thank Laura for doing this and add my note of congratulations as well.
Thank you, thank you. Before you go.
Laura, let us call the roll because we do have a quorum and that will be officially in session.
Okay.
Alacone, Alatorre, Burnson, Chick, Fury, Gallant, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Ridley, Thomas, Savornich, Wax, Walters, Ferraro. 11 council members present and quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Ms. Galanter moves, Mr. Fuhr seconds. There's no objections, unanimous vote. Next item,
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
unanimous vote. Mrs. Chick?
Okay, thank you very much. Also, colleagues, there's an exhibit out in the rotunda that tells more about this dignified and worthy profession. I urge you all to go and take a look and learn more. Oh, and there's birthday cake, very good birthday cake in the back. All council members, staff are invited to go partake. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And now, I would like to call up Allison Winter and Mr. Easy Burtz, who is with her. Again, a very special presentation and one that I'm very honored to make, because for the first time in 110 years, in the 110 years that the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce has existed, it now has its first woman president, Allison Winter. And I wanted, yes, let's... And there's lots of things about Allison that are outstanding besides that fact that she's the first woman president of this auspicious organization. She is the president and CEO of a very significant financial institution, Northern Trust Bank of California. When it first opened its doors here in the Los Angeles area, she was at its helm. She has helped lead it to be one of the heavy-hitting institutions in this area. She has been involved in many professional organizations, and she is a citizen of this area that contributes in many, many ways. I noticed one of the things that she's been involved with has been establishing a women-to-women program at Union Rescue Mission, which assists women in transitioning from homelessness to getting control over their life. She's a member of the executive committee at UCLA Anderson Graduate School of Management, a director of the YMCA of Metropolitan Los Angeles, Board of Governors Children's Hospital Research Institute, and on and on and on. I think the Chamber has made a very wise choice. I think the City of Los Angeles and the City Council should be very proud of this woman, one of the outstanding citizens of our city, and we wish her great luck in her leadership role on the Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, Allison. You're welcome. Would you like to say a few words? My colleague, Councilwoman Goldberg, also would like to say a few words.
I'm just, well, what can I tell you? Hollywood Chamber, as you may or may not know, 2 years ago had its first woman chamber, and this year is going to have its second woman president. So I'm glad to see the big chamber, as we call the downtown chamber, finally getting in line here. I just wanted to add to all of the things that my colleague has just said, our congratulations, and to say, you know, that we're very happy that this moment has come, but most importantly, I think that we're happy that a person of your caliber of intelligence and background is going to come and provide some leadership to the organization. It has always had good leadership, but some of us like to think it's about to take just a little leap better. And so on behalf of myself and all of my colleagues as well, I'd like to congratulate you and pledge to you our support in helping you accomplish the more important goals that you have set for this organization.
Cindy, do you want to say something?
Thank you, Mr. President. I knew that Councilman Chick was going to make this presentation today on behalf of the Chamber and the new president, and I wore my glass ceiling pin. And for those of you who have not seen this before or understand it, it's a pin that was done in memory, actually, and Dianne Feinstein started using it to commemorate the idea that we really have a problem in women reaching positions in government, in corporate world, throughout our business community, but there's still the glass ceiling. And today we're here to commemorate a glass ceiling that's been broken. We also are acknowledging that as we are starting to come out of a very bad downturn in our economy over the last number of years, that it's being accomplished in large measure by a lot of small businesses. And one of the things that I don't know that the council is aware of is that a number of the small businesses that are being successfully created today, the vast majority of them are being created by women. So again, it's showing women in the workforce, improving the economy of our country, and I think clearly here now we are being led in the city by a major association downtown, the LA Chamber of Commerce, by a woman, and I think it's just more of those glass ceilings that are going to be broken. Yay. Congratulations.
Rita, do you want to read it? We are going to let you talk.
I just want to point out the Venice Chamber has a woman president as well, and I believe there are a number of others. So I agree it is about time that the big chamber caught on. You've noticed, of course, that all of the women council members have made it up here by this time, and we are all here because we're very proud of Allison as a person and also of the fact that she is the first woman. But we are nothing if not for affirmative action here and egalitarianisms. And so my actual role at this podium is to make a presentation to the man who works for Allison, who is the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce. Easy Birds, that's right. And this is really a testament to the fact that this city only runs when we all work together as partners. And Allison is going to do a wonderful job. She's already doing a wonderful job, but she does need to have a staff, as we all do. And Mr. Burtz, whom you all know from his many years with the city, is the guy who's in charge of whipping that into shape. And so, Easy, before we let Allison talk, I want to also present to you a plaque commemorating your, I guess it's elevation, to the, from the port to the Greater LA Chamber of Commerce, and wish both of you the best in your tenure there.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. I am so honored and flattered, really, to receive this recognition on behalf of the Chamber and really all women who are in leadership positions in this city. Throughout the city, in virtually every area, business, nonprofits, civic organizations, elected officials, women are emerging as equal partners in the leadership of this city as we come out of this deep recession and look to what I feel, and I think all of you do, is a very exciting, bright future that is inclusive of a lot of people of talent, regardless of who they are or where they come from. I'm particularly pleased, if you look at myself and Easy, we're kind of a new team here at the Chamber, and I think we represent a new chamber in this city. And one of the things that we're working very hard at is collaborative efforts with all of our elected officials on a more regular basis, and with other business groups throughout the community, so that we can really collectively tackle some of the issues and find ways to work together where we have common ground. And I'm going to be very excited to work with this council, and I am very, very flattered to have all of you up here recognizing me. I really appreciate it, and I'm very impressed with all of you, and you really are great role models for women in this city. So thank you very much.
Great. Clearly a mutual admiration society. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, thank you.
That was great. Will you come back?
Okay, can we, thanks a lot. Hey, Ron. A little discrimination there, it looks like. No men allowed.
That's right. You can file a complaint, Mr. Ferrara.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Chick. Allison, congratulations. The chair recognizes the most Irish member of the City Council, Nate Holden.
No. It's Nate O'Holden, Mr. President, and thank you very much. Once again, Mr. President, we are really honored to invite the Irish Heritage Committee in to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and all that goes with it once a year here at City Hall. We've been doing this for about 8 years, and prior to that, Mr. President, we always supported the parade. We had an annual parade here in the city of Los Angeles, same as we have in New York and other major cities around the country. Unfortunately, we don't have that anymore, but the time will come when we will have the Irish parade once again doing these celebrations. You know, this goes all the way back, as I was talking to Monsignor Sheridan, the year 432, when St. Patrick went to Ireland and brought with him the religion that we know as Christianity and Catholicism. And so I understand, Mr. President, that the Roman soldiers had something to do with that. Ferrara. But it's indeed and of course they had their struggles the same as many other people around the world through the years, and certainly in 1915 there was a struggle, insurrection, and a fight and protest for independence and freedom from England, which they're now still struggling. But that's, I suppose, what life on earth is all about. With one struggle to another, it depends on how tough you are and you'll overcome it. But we do know that everybody in Ireland kissed the Blarney Stone, and we're alive and well and kicking, and we're going to celebrate this for St. Patrick's Day for many years to come. It's indeed my pleasure, Mr. President, to bring the mayor of the city of Los Angeles over, Mayor Reardon, as we begin to introduce the master of ceremony, Mr. McGinnis. But the mayor is here. He claims he's Irish, but he's not wearing his green today. Come on over, Mayor Reardon.
Hey, come here. Let's do it again. Come on.
And the next champion of the world, Mayor Richard Riordan.
Thank you very much, Councilman O'Holden. It is great to see how many people become Irish men and women on St. Patrick's Day.
All of us.
Everybody, even John Ferrara. And I don't know if you know that John's ancestors were Irish, and their name was O. Ferrara, and his great-grandfather was a dyslexic, and when he came to Ellis Island, he reversed it. But we want to see the main actors here today, the Irish. Let me just end up with a great Irish saying. May the rain always fall softly on your shoulders. May the wind always be behind your back. And may the devil learn an hour after you're dead. Thank you very much.
Just, in politics, Dick, you don't want that guy behind your back all the time. Just remember that.
No, with the devil learned an hour after you're dead that you went to heaven, he won't get you. Pretty good, huh? All right, Mr. President, now we can introduce the Master of Ceremonies, who's a dear friend of all, Mr. Robert E. McGinnis. He's one of our leaders. Come on down. And come in. Here he comes.
Jesus. What is this do?
Good morning, Your Honor. Julie Clayton.
Hey, Dale. Tell the mayor I want to see him before he leaves.
Raise your ear.
We're on the one road, we're sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the long road, it's maybe the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork, and Donegal. We're on the one road, we're stringing along. We're singing a soldier's song. Well, it's a great day for the Irish. It's a great day for fair. The sidewalks of LA are thick with Blarney. You'd think that City Hall was in Killarney. It's a great day for the Shamrock and the flag's in full array. We're feeling so inspirisher because for all the Irish it's a great, great day.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you. K. Millie Falsha, happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone, and it's a grand, glorious day. I'm Robert McGinnis, the chairman of the Civic Day ceremonies. At this point, I would like to introduce Monsignor Sheridan to say the invocation. Monsignor Sheridan.
I want to talk to you. How was the trip? Oh, it was great. Was it? It was so tiring. Really tiring.
Would you introduce me to the front? Mr. Holden, Mr. O'Ferraro, Mr. Mayor, and fellow Irish women. At a recent retirement party given for another distinguished Irishman, John Higgins, who was Hugh's chief counsel, I was asked unexpectedly to give the invocation. I was having a drink at the same time, so the man who was standing behind me and aside of me thought I was in no condition to give the invocation, and he sent me a little series of invocations. I have one or two with me, just one moment. The first read, "May peace and plenty be ever ready for those who lift your door latch." And the second was a sort of modifier, "May you drink less. Too much drink can cause you to fight or shoot at a landlord and miss him." Traditional Irish prayers always reflected this kind of wit, ambiguity, the combination of the rain and sun that they may refer to, and the wind, of course. But what we're doing today is thank you, Almighty God, from our hearts for the honorees, for people like Jimmy and Brother Patrick and Mrs. Murphy Swan, who have Mrs. LaBonge, who have contributed so much to the city and to the civic community at large. We thank especially all of the patrons. We thank Nathan in a very special way. And we thank all of those who have really listened attentively to Patrick's unflinching enthusiasm for joy, for serenity in the face of life's trials. We thank especially St. Patrick for bringing to us wild, savage Irish, as Mr. O'Honan pointed out, some sense of serenity and of love, and for giving us a new sense of compassion for each other, because that's one thing St. Patrick did. So we say humbly, Father of all peoples, we thank you that Patrick has planted in the image in our hearts of the Lord who is good to all peoples. Renew our city, its council, its mayor, its staff and citizens. Bless and renew in each us the same Christian spirit that you give to the Irish and gives to each of us this morning and this day. Amen.
Thank you very much, Monsignor Sheridan. Thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Reverend Fathers, members of the clergy, His Honor Mayor Reardon, Council President John Ferraro, that great Irishman, Councilman Nato Holden, all the members of the City Council. And I want to thank our special guest. These events are sponsored by the Irish Fair Foundation. And the Irish Fair this year is going to be on June the 20th and 21st at Santa Anita. And we're going to have that great Irish group, Tommy Makem, and who's the Bard of Ireland, and the Clancy's with Robbie O'Connell. The group is also sponsored by the Rosa Tralee and the Rosa Tralee Committee. And I'm proud to say that tomorrow night we're having the Rose Ball at the Biltmore, the Rose Ball St. Patrick's Day Ball, and fortunately it's sold out again, so we want to thank everyone for that. At this moment, I'd like to ask the Board of Directors and the Board of the Southern California Irish Rosa Tralee Committee to kindly stand to be recognized, please. Oh, no. And now, if I may ask the Roses to stand and be recognized. One of these young ladies is going to... That's okay. One of these young ladies is going to go to Ireland and be chosen to represent Southern California. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. These events are also sponsored by the Ancient Order of Hibernians, and we have the county board with Alan Anderson as county president. We have divisions in Los Angeles, in San Fernando Valley, in San Pedro, and in West LA. And I'd also like to mention the Irish Civic and Cultural Society, who's also a sponsor. At this moment, I'd like to thank the Emerald Society for providing an honor guard. And Steve Kirby is the president of the Emerald Society. And their piper, George Hall. George, wherever you are lost, thank you. Thank you. At this moment, I want to ask Mr. Larry Jones to kindly come forward and to read the Easter Proclamation. The Easter Proclamation, remember, is the Irish equivalent of the American Declaration of Independence. Mr. Jones.
This document is a cornerstone of the Irish Republic. This is the Irish Proclamation of Freedom. It was first read by Patrick Pearse from the steps of the General Post Office in Dublin, Ireland, on Easter Monday, April the 24th, 1916. This is what initiated the Rising. The Public na hÉireann, the provisional government of the Irish Republic, to the people of Ireland, Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and the dead generations from which she receives her old traditions of nationhood, Ireland through us summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organized and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organization, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organizations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment, and, supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms. Standing on that fundamental right and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world, we hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irish man and woman. The Republic guarantees the religious and civil liberty, equal rights, and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole of the people of Ireland, and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessings we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves the cause will dishonor it by cowardice, inhumanity, or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valor and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDermott, Patrick H. Pearse, James Connolly, Thomas McDonough, Eamon Cant, and Joseph Plunkett. All of these men who signed it were unfortunately executed within weeks after the revolution. Thank you.
Oh? I don't know. What? No, forget that, please. Just a minute, Terry. Mr. Jones, I want to thank you very much. And you know, while I'm thanking people, I also want to thank the Kelly School of Dance, Mrs. Kelly, and I want to thank Evan McGrath. Now, at this point in time, I would like to ask Terrence Anderson and Councilman Nato Holden to kindly step forward for the presentations. What? I don't know, Terry.
You want Ferrari to come in?
Yeah, is the mayor still here or is he gone?
Huh?
The mayor still here or is he
No,
gone?
he's gone.
Okay. So do you want Councilman Ferraro, Council President, would you join us for the presentations?
O Ferrara.
O Ferrara, that's right. One of the Roman Irish. Well, there are a lot of Roman Irish in the room, I think.
Still Roman.
There's a lot of Irish.
Council President, Councilman Nato Holden, on behalf of the Irish Fair Foundation, I wish to thank you for continuing this ceremony. This is the 122nd year the Irish Day Civic Ceremonies have been celebrated at City Hall. So it's a long-standing tradition. We thank you for having us. We thank you for acknowledging and respecting the Irish on this day. Every year, a selection is made through the Irish community for Irish Man, Woman of the Year, other special Irish honors of the year, to respect those people who contribute to this country, to the city, to the world, and to Ireland. The basic criteria of selection is, has that person's contribution reflected, does it reflect great credit on Irish America? And we believe that the honorees this year are especially distinguished, and we're very pleased now with the Council President and Councilman Nato Holden to now do this honoring. I would like first to introduce to you a young lady who has represented Los Angeles and Southern California very well this past year, the Southern California 1997 Rosa Tralee Saroj Verma, who represented us at the International Festival in Cary last August. Saroj.
Wait.
Oh, we're going to do it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, Council President, and the LA City Council. I'd like to thank you all, the City of Los Angeles, and the Southern California Irish community for giving me the privilege to serve as the 1997 Southern California Rose in Tralee this past August. Tomorrow night, we will have our Rosa Tralee Debutante Ball, where another rose will be chosen to go and represent Southern California in Tralee this coming fall. Would the 1997-98 Rosa Tralee debutante class please stand up? Be acknowledged. It is from this class that one rose will be chosen to go and represent Southern California in Ireland this August. Thank you.
Thank you, Saroj. Our next honoree. Okay, I'd like to ask Vern Kriske if he'd come forward and accept the Civic Day Ceremonies resolution on behalf of the Irish Fair Foundation. Okay. Now I'd like to ask, we'll have a series of honorees. Siobhan Jones-Alexander, an Irish honoree, 1998, for her commitment and her efforts on behalf of the Great American Irish Fair and Music Festival and their programs. Siobhan? Turn around, please. Out here, Siobhan. A very special honoree next from the Los Angeles Police Department Emerald Society, and a man very dedicated to building an Irish Center in Los Angeles, George J. Carroll. A very special honoree, a man who's dedicated his life to God and helping older priests, older sisters, and older people. Truly a saint in his times, Brother Patrick Core of St. John of God. Another man of God, a man who brings the word of God to the people throughout Southern California, the most distinguished commentator, news commentator, and Christian evangelist Warren Duffy. A young woman who has made her mark in Orange County. She opened up the Shamrock Restaurant, and she is the center of the Irish in Orange County, Christine Duggan. A leader of the Ancient Order of Hibernians in Los Angeles. In fact, it was the Hibernians that first started this ceremony 122 years ago in 1876. State Board Officer Joseph Fallon. A gentleman who needs no introduction, we call him the Lord of Ireland, a man who is involved in the Irish Fair. He's also involved in a new Irish pub restaurant on the west side, Stephen's Green, Mr. Griffin Healy, or Lord Healy as we call him. I'm sure the politicians present, or the statesmen present, are familiar with this gentleman, a man who's made his mark in the Valley, and we're very proud because he reflects tremendous credit on what Irish America can do in journalism, Mr. Dennis McCarthy. A young lady who has made it her commitment to build an Irish Center in Los Angeles. She is known for her dedication and service to the Irish community, and we trust that one day there will be a center and she'll be the hallmark of it, having built it. Kathy McConville. I'm sure everyone here has now been swamped with Irish dancing between Lord of the Dance and Riverdance. They've taken America by storm. Well, Irish dancing takes America by storm due to dedicated Irish step dancing teachers like Elizabeth Bella Urena, our next honoree. A very special honoring here, and I know it's special to the City Council and also special to you, Councilman Ferraro. Every now and then the Fair Board of Directors selects somebody who deserves special recognition because of just who they are and what they've done. And this person is a tremendous person. Her father was from Ireland. She is our Irish American Mother of the Year for 1998. She is the mother of Tom LaBonge, who I think is well known around here, but she also has 7 other sons besides Tom. That alone would deserve this award, I think. But she is an absolute wonderful woman. Her father was a Los Angeles policeman for 30, 40 years here in Los Angeles. He was from Ireland. Her husband was editor of the Tidings for 30 years. And I believe the whole LaBonge clan, about 400 of them, are here right now. So I'd like to introduce our 1998, and this is not something we do every year, we just do it very special, our 1998 Irish American Mother of the Year. Yeah.
Hey, I can hear you. Come on,
All right. Mrs. LaBonge will have a few words for her.
Thomas did normally do what he
I'm
does
very
best,
happy.
taking his picture of his mother.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here today with all these wonderful people and friends. And it's a great honor to be honored so. And I want to thank everybody for it. Thank you, John. Could I call them all of Tom's brothers, please? There's Mark. Where's Dennis? The only one who isn't here is the one who's back in New York.
Chris.
Where's Chrissy? Chris? Hi, Father. Bobby?
Bobby.
Where's Bobby? Where's Bobby? Bob?
Here's Bobby right here, Mom.
Bob? So, is this 7? Yeah, I'll take you for them to.
Nate, I've never seen a guy that knows how to find the lens.
Nate can find that lens anywhere in the place. I never saw anybody look so Irish.
Doesn't he, though? Thank you very much. Bye now. It's great to tell hello.
Congratulations, Ms. LaBonge.
Thank you.
I thought for a moment she was pointing to Councilman Fuhr when she said, "That's my son over there." Council President, Councilman Nato Holden, we now come to the big moment where we honor 2 people who have made a major mark in their lives to help the world. Not only is their lifelong history a credit to everything they've done, the coming to America as immigrants, Annie and Jimmy Murphy, building their life and opening eventually, after many, many, many years of struggling and hard work, one of the world's most renowned and foremost restaurants, Jimmy's. We all have been there many times, and it has become a landmark in its own time here in Los Angeles. Now, we could end the story there, and on that alone, they would deserve these awards. More important is the contribution they have made in their leadership and building the American Ireland Fund in Los Angeles. The American Ireland Fund raises millions of dollars annually to help the poor, the needy, the development of the backward areas, and to help advance all of Ireland to a peaceful resolution of the crisis that is over there. When you mention American Ireland Fund, you might as well say Annie and Jimmy Murphy, because the 2 are synonymous. That also adds to their other contributions they have made in America. They are 2 of the finest people, 2 of the most distinguished people. We are indeed now pleased to present, and for the first time ever, a husband and wife as Irish Man and Irish Woman of the Year. I give to Council President and to Councilman Nato Holden our 1998 Irish Man and Woman of the Year, Jimmy and Annie Murphy. Stand forward for pictures. May we have Annie Murphy to address
Good morning, City Council members, ladies and gentlemen, all of the Irish American who are here and the people who wish they were Irish. Like an Irish coffee, the cream's come to the top for me this morning. When I left home 36 years ago, my mother took me aside and she said, and she said, success is not a destination, it's a journey. And I don't think she was talking about success or monetary things when I did leave home. She was talking about the blessings that I would receive when I found the American dream in this great city of Los Angeles. So my number one blessing, of course, is my husband of 35 years, Seamus O'Murraku. And my 3 children, Geraldine, Sean, and Jamie, who are here this morning, but due to working commitments, they had to leave. And my 3rd is my Irish faith and my Irish heritage. That I would not have gotten very far without them. Thank you all, the Irish Association here in Los Angeles, in this great city, for honoring Jimmy and myself today. We shall continue to keep the flag flying, and together we shall pray for peace in all of Ireland. Gur míle maithagibh agus beannacht déilibh go léir.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. It's great. It's a great honor. I mean, it's great to be Irish in Ireland, but to be Irish in America is really getting the gold. And I think that the day that I stepped on these shores, I felt I was at home, and I still feel that today after 35 years, that this is, to me, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest country in the world, land of opportunities. And what has it allowed me to do? It's allowed me to give back to the land of my birth. And I'm very happy to be able to do that, especially through the American Island Fund. And it's really an honor and a thrill for me to be here today. And I really appreciate Bob McGuinness and the Irish Fair and the City Council for extending this great honor as. And I will leave you with this thought. May the roof above us never fall in, and may all that's gathered here today never fall out. And may the Lord hold you in the hollow of his hand. And I hope everyone will be in heaven half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. Thanks, John. Great.
Love to Maggie. I told her I was getting there.
She's watching. Thanks, Terry.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Councilman Holden, your staff, Sharon and Dana. They were extremely helpful and cooperative in every possible way this year. I'd like to thank Bridget Duffy-Hanna, who's been here helping us and keeping us on course here. Councilman Holden, I thank you. Council President Ferraro, I thank you. I think our presentations are done, and I'll bring us back to our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. McGuinness.
And in turn, I thank you. At this point in time, I would like to ask Joan Kelly and the Kelly School of Dance if they would come forward and entertain us with some of our good traditional Irish dancing. Joan Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Now I'd like to take just a moment and introduce the president of the Emerald Society, Detective Kirby, who is going to make a brief presentation. Detective Kirby.
On behalf of the Los Angeles Police Emerald Society, we'd like to honor a man who has shown a constant interest in law enforcement-related matters and has shown strong support for the Irish American community by his involvement in this event today. Councilman Nate Holden, on behalf of the Los Angeles Police Emerald Society, we would like to express our appreciation by asking you to have your picture taken with us in front of the banner. And before that, sir, we would like to make you an honorary member of the Los Angeles Police Emerald Society.
He's going to be tougher and tougher to live with. All those here for the Irish Day, let me point out that my wife is completely Irish, so I feel that I belong. That's, he'll stand there as long as you got film in your camera, so.
That's right. This is really wonderful, and I want to thank you very, very much. I guess I earned my stripes a long time ago in Italy, John, when I served in military police. So really, we've been in the family for many years, and glad to be so acknowledged. I'm going to be going to the County Registrar Recorder's office, and I have to really go out and campaign with a new name, Nate O. Holden. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Councilman. Piper, honor guard, banners. I'd like to take this opportunity once again to thank Council President John Ferraro, the members of the City Council, Councilman Nate O. Holden. And with that, let me say, Piper, pipe us away.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, they're Irish too. Irish too. We still have some other presentations, so if we could have orderly departure, and the chair recognizes Mr. Savornich. Okay, Nate, you took enough time today. Sergeant, break him up. Take his hat off. He won't be so Irish. No, Rudy, then me. Pat? Please, can you leave as quietly as possible? We do have some other business before Mr. Savornich.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. In addition to celebrating St. Patrick's Day here in the council chambers, we are also celebrating a group of very fine young people from the San Pedro community who attend Mary Star of the Sea High School. Against overwhelming odds this year, these young people have done their high school, their families, themselves, and our community proud, for they have taken the division title in the academic decathlon for the second straight year after being upgraded from last year's place. We have quite a few young ladies and gentlemen with us here this morning that I would like to ask to join me at the podium, along with Principal Father Norbert Wood, as well as their team manager Adriana Stefanich and Miss Claire Addison, their coach. So Mary Star decathletes, would you please join me at the podium, as well with your manager and your coach and the principal. Mr. President, members of the council, these young academic decathletes' scores were very impressive. The honors that they brought to their community, to themselves, their high school, and their families are really a tribute to their hard work and dedication. So often in our society we hear about what the kids who are often fallen off the beaten path are doing in regards to some activities which are less than meritorious. But what we have with us here today are young people who are trying to make a positive influence on our society. So today with us we have Eduardo Soto Jr., who won a gold in social science and high score in the super quiz. Aida Shai, gold in essay, gold in language and literature, gold for the school's highest score, silver for high score in the honors category, and high score in the super quiz. Jacqueline Placos, gold in language and literature, gold in fine arts, silver in music and science, bronze in speech, and bronze for high score in a scholastic category. Margarita Morelos, gold in essay, gold in language and literature, silver in speech, interview, and for high score in a scholastic category. Heidi Galanders, a bronze in music and a bronze in language and literature. Christopher Martinez, a gold in language and literature, silver in essay and music, and bronze for high score in a varsity category. Tony Tripp, a gold in speech, gold in music, silver in interview, and silver in social science. Guadalupe Rodriguez, high score in the super quiz, and Christopher Kuljas, high score in the super quiz. An outstanding group of young men and women. What I would like to ask is Principal Father Norbert Wood to come forward and Coach Claire Addison for a few comments on behalf of these wonderful young ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to be here. Our school is a parish school. That means we are not selective in our acceptance. And what you see in front of you is a wonderful exhibition of knowledge, power, and courage. Thank you very much for honoring us here today.
I would like to thank the City Council and especially for Councilman Svornich for honoring these students today. We live in a culture that often does not give pride of place to academic pursuits. And I think it's wonderful that you are honoring these students who have committed themselves to developing the God-given resource of their minds. Mary Star of the Sea is a high school of 400 students, and we outscored all but 2 of the 25 Southern California private schools in the decathlon, including some of the largest Catholic high schools in Southern California. We're very proud of these students, and I want to thank Councilman Svornich and the entire City Council for giving such honor to these students today. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President, members. And on your behalf, I will present these certificates to these young students as we move away from the podium. Thank you again, President, members.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Ferraro for a presentation.
Jim, you want to come up here? Mr. President, members of the council, this is a great day in one way, and it's a sad day in another way. Tom Bonaventura is retiring from the city government after 34 years of service to the city attorney's office. Dedication and devoted service to the people of the city of Los Angeles. Tom graduated from high school in Hammond, Indiana, where he received an all-state football scholarship to Butler University, but he graduated from Loyola University in 1960, now known as Loyola Marymount. Is that correct? And of course, he earned his law degree at UCLA. Tom is married to Susan in 1963, and they made their home in Culver City and have 3 daughters, Krista, Tina, and Lisa, plus 1 grandson, Joseph. He's been very active in the Italian American Lawyers Association, where he served 2 terms on the Board of Governors. He served the city attorney's office in criminal division and was elevated to the assistant city attorney, where he supervised the revenue and tax division, which merged with the contracts division and became the general counsel division within the civil service, civil section of the office. He later became senior assistant manager of the and general counsel division. He has established a brilliant career in significant litigation cases, mostly centering on tax benefits and tax revenues for municipal corporations, contract negotiations, sport teams, choosing to locate in and around do business in Los Angeles. He negotiated in the city's bid to host the successful 1984 Olympics, and he negotiated for the operations of the Olympics. He was a member, served as the counsel for the Coliseum Commission. He developed contracts for many of the tenants, including Nate Holden's favorite team. I won't even mention that. But now, therefore, it be it resolved that the Los Angeles City Council does hereby recognize the 34 years of substantive efforts towards the betterment of the city of Los Angeles, salutes Thomas C. Bonaventura, and extends best wishes towards his retirement. And before I present this to Tom, I'd like to ask the City Attorney, James Hahn, to make some remarks about Tom's performance in City Attorney's office. Where are you?
Right behind you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Councilman Ferraro, I'm sure when you were referring to Nate Holden's favorite team, you were referring to the contracts that Mr. Bonaventura negotiated with the USC Trojans. Right. The City Attorney's Office is obviously wishing Tom the best in retirement, but we're a little sad to lose him. There is hardly anyone in the office who hasn't gone to see Tom to get some advice on something. He absolutely has one of the finest legal minds in the office, extremely creative, has done a tremendous job for the citizens of this city, and has been involved in some of the biggest things that have happened here in Los Angeles, as you heard Councilman Ferraro mention. When I came in as city attorney and reorganized the civil branch, Tom Bonaventura, along with Jim Pearson, became the first 2 chief assistant city attorneys in the history of the city attorney's office. There is no one in whom I have greater confidence in the office than Tom. I still think he's a little young for retirement, but this is a decision he's made. He's got a wonderful place down in the desert, and I think all of us in the city attorney's office are fortunate to have worked with such a talented individual, someone who nobody ever had a bad thing to say about it. I mean, I've never seen Tom Bonaventura get mad. If he gets mad, I wasn't there to see it happen. Just a tremendously nice guy, someone who is always willing to help, someone who always can give you a different spin on things, and he is just like his initials. As I said yesterday at his retirement luncheon, his initials TCB from the very beginning of his career all the way through. Thomas C. Bonaventura has been taking care of business. Congratulations, Tom.
Tom, you get in the middle.
Get Tom in the middle. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Councilman Ferraro, Mr. Hahn, honorable members of the City Council, I am truly honored by this presentation, and I'm especially honored to have Councilman Ferraro and James Hahn make it. John Ferraro has, for a long time, been a hero to me. He is, in my opinion, an All-American of local government as well as college football. And as far as Mr. Hahn is concerned, I have worked for 5 what I consider brilliant city attorneys, but none more brilliant than Mr. Hahn, and so as I indicate, I am honored. 34 years with the City of Los Angeles have been good to me, and I hope that I have made a contribution. I had the luck of the Irish because I did have some really plum assignments. I had the pleasure of working on the Olympics and spending 13 years with the Coliseum Commission and negotiating contracts with USC and the Raiders and the Clippers and the Olympic Committee and the likes, and the years went by quickly. And I have no regrets at all about devoting my legal career to the city, and I thank you for tolerating me, and I hope I've earned my keep. I will miss the sport, I will miss this chamber, I will miss the likes of you and my teammates, and I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Next item.
Items 1 and 2, Mr. President, are items noticed for public hearing. Item 1, there's been a request to continue it to April the 14th. I need a motion from the floor.
All right, there's a motion to continue. Is there any objection? If not, so ordered. Next item.
Item 2, a card was submitted.
All right. Item number 2, is it Art Murillo? Yes, if you could please come forward.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, City Council members, my name is Arthur S. Monroe. I'm an alcoholic beverage control consultant. I made an application for a Howard Hahn for 1690 South Alameda to obtain a beer and wine off-sale license. I had been in receipt of a conditional use permit that was approving the application, and that was dated, I believe, in February of last year. We made our application in June of last year, so we waited until we had the permission of the city. Later, I was sent a notice stating they were going to deny issuing a public convenience and necessity letter, which is based on the Caldera bill, and the reason for not submitting it was that he had not completed the process and gotten a CUP. So my question is, he has completed the CUP. Can you now issue him a public convenience and necessity letter?
Are you finished, Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you. All right, Mr. Alatorre?
Mr. President and members, I would, could we just put this up just for one minute so I can check? Could you put this over, just put it on the desk?
Lay it
for
on
1
the
minute?
desk?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call that, lay that on the desk. Next item,
Items 3 through 7 are items for which public hearings have been held.
are there any specials by council members? 3 through 7, any specials? If not, prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
And those are approved. Next item,
Items 8 through 19 and 21 are items for which public hearings have not been held.
we have somebody that wants to be heard on 17, but we have a request that that be sent to, continued 1 week and sent to 17.
Oh, I'm sorry, 17.
Continue 1 week.
Actually, yes, 1 week, and there's going to be a special joint committee meeting, Public Safety, Budget, and Finance, Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Okay, is there any objections or continue that 1 week? Seeing none, that'll be the order. Item 18 is a request to continue until,
Mr. President, I think there was a miscommunication there. They meant 17, not 18, is that right? That you wanted to continue?
yeah.
This is the item on EMS captains for the fire department.
That's 17.
It's
So
17.
18 is okay the way it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
but, Mr. President, if we could have 18 special for a minor amendment and 21 special for an amending motion, please.
Okay, well, we'll call 18 and 21 special. And Nate, I'm not going to recognize you tonight. You took all too much time already today. Oh, you got the flag on, okay.
Yeah, my question, Mr. President, is that we haven't voted to consider 18 yet, have we?
No, it's
Okay,
called
thank you.
special.
All right.
Mr. President, may I just make one comment on the item 17 that we're delaying?
Yeah, we continued it already.
Well, I just wanted to make a statement that it is the intention of the two committees not only to look at the EMS captain issue, but to review the full package of cuts that the fire department has recently been asked to make.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Wait a minute, let's, we have, no one wants to be heard except on 21. 17 is being continued so that somebody'd file there, but
And 11, Mr. President, I need a motion to receive and file 11 inasmuch as the owner has complied and corrected the cited
okay,
violations.
Mr. Alatorre has moved, there's no objections. All right, prepare the roll on 8 through 21, 8 through 19, and with the exception of
18 and 21.
18 and 21, and 17 have been taken care of, and 11 been taken care of.
Yes.
Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. All right, Mr. Alatorre, you
Yes.
want 21? Because
Yes,
the
I
city-
would, on item what?
Well, 21. We have Elizabeth Diaz wants to be
Yes.
heard.
Could we just have Ms. Diaz, if she could please speak? She's from Congressman Roy Ball Allard's office. I'd like to have her make a presentation, and then I will open on it.
Mrs. Diaz, proceed.
Mr. President and members of the City Council, on behalf of Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard, the chair of the California Democratic Congressional Delegation, a member of the House Census Task Force, and a chair of the Congressional Hispanic Task Force on Census Outreach and Education, I am here today to urge your support on this motion. The census should not be about politics, but rather about a fair and accurate count. It is unfortunate that Speaker Newt Gingrich has decided to make the census a political tool and use taxpayer money to sue the U.S. Department of Commerce and the Census Bureau in an effort to prohibit the use of statistical sampling. There is no legal standing for this suit. The U.S. Department of Justice under Presidents Carter, Bush, and Clinton all concluded that the Constitution and the law permit sampling as part of the census. Every federal court that has reviewed the issue has found that the use of sampling is constitutional and permitted by the Census Act. It is unfortunate that the Speaker has forced the City of Los Angeles to use public funds in order to protect the citizens' right to be counted. As you know, the Commerce Department's reluctance to adjust the census figures in 1990 resulted in an undercount of 130,000 people in the City of Los Angeles alone, resulting in the loss of $12 million annually in state and federal funds for critical services. We cannot afford to let history repeat itself in the 2000 census. I urge the Council to support Councilman Alatorre's motion and to take the leadership role by intervening in this lawsuit to ensure the people's right to be counted. On behalf of the Congresswoman, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to testify today. The Congresswoman looks forward to working with you to secure a fair and accurate census. Thank you.
Okay, the public hearing is closed. Mr. Alatorre.
Mr. President, members, I would rise in support of this motion. The reason why the motion is important is not because of just the undercounting of minorities, but it is important because if the City of Los Angeles is going to be able to do its job in providing the services for its people, then there has to be an accurate count of its people. It's very simple and it's very straightforward. This is not political. This is simply an effort on the part of the city not to go back in history and lose roughly $144 million over a 10-year period that was lost in federal funds because of an inaccurate count. The only way that we can get as close to an accurate count as possible is by the statistical method that has been developed by sampling. Not to have it is only going to mean that we are further going to lose more money, and our efforts at providing services to people are going to be limited. And these are basic services that people expect. Mr. Fuhr has a motion that which is 21A. I don't happen to have a problem with it. We can incorporate that into 21. But what's important is that the city attorney be allowed to intervene on this case and to provide the leadership that was provided 10 years ago by New York. It's going to be provided by Los Angeles because we desperately need to intervene early. We have to start early so that we can make sure that we have an accurate count so that the city of Los Angeles is not, inadvertently discriminated against in terms of not having an accurate count and consequently not being able to get our fair share of the federal dollar. I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I rise in very strong support of Mr. Alatorre's motion, item 21, and in very strong support of Mr. Hahn's leadership on this issue with his exceptional deputy, Jesse Hines, who's done such a marvelous job in this area for so many years. This is an essential item. We have lost, as has been stated, millions and millions of dollars of federal aid here in the city of Los Angeles. Dollars which could have supplanted other dollars in our budget to enable us to provide more public safety on our streets, more human services to people in desperate need of them, dollars that could have been used to pave our streets. It's time for us to rise in support of this motion and do more. Because I've introduced item 21A. The mayor has indicated that he has a letter coming out to propose the formation of a complete count committee. The importance of this committee can't be overstated because one key reason for undercounting here in the city of Los Angeles is the diversity of our population with very unique needs, and it's important for us to have a comprehensive program to engage in effective outreach to communities that will assure that the counting is indeed accurate. Now, my motion has three components to it. First, it calls on the mayor to include funding in this year's budget to assure that we have a team in place to get an adequate and accurate count. Second, it calls on various city departments, and I want to orally amend my motion to include the city attorney among those departments, to report back to Budget and Finance in the next 60 days to tell us what resources they're going to need to do the job properly. It also includes the direction that the Human Relations Commission and the Department on Disability be incorporated into this effort and engage in even more extensive outreach to communities with which they have relationships. The fact is, whether or not we get an accurate census count has an enormous impact on everyone here in the city of Los Angeles. We are directly linked together in this city, and so deeply tied to those interconnections is our ability to provide the services we need. We won't be able to unless we let Mr. Hahn, Ms. Hines, and the balance of their team to move forward. And we won't be able to unless we have accurate counting done through the effective outreach that this city needs to engage in. It is already very late in the day. We can't afford to wait not a second longer. Thank you.
Mr. Ridley Thomas.
Mr. President, members of the council, you'll appreciate this is a part of a national effort in some respects to make sure that the census count is done properly. There are several cities throughout the nation that were rather seriously impacted in a negative way as a result of what is commonly referred to as a miscount. Los Angeles is notable among them. And so this is really a decade-long in recent years struggle to make sure things are made right. So the comments by both Mr. Alatorre and Mr. Feuer are essentially those that are ultimately in the best interest of the citizenry of Los Angeles as we attempt to provide the highest level of city services. It cannot be done unless we get the census counting done correctly. I rise simply to say that this motion is wholly appropriate, and we should do all that we can to make sure that right is done by the city of Los Angeles, because it certainly was not done in 1990 until the city attorney's office, with the lead attorney being Ms. Hines, stepped forward and joined the effort to sue. We would hope that we wouldn't have to do that again, and this is why we should get it right the first time. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Hahn, did you want to say something?
Yes, James Hahn, City Attorney. I'm here with Rick Jones, partner of O'Melveny and Myers. This is going to be a big legal fight. Speaker Gingrich has associated the firm of Latham and Watkins to try to block the use of sampling to prevent an accurate census, to prevent Los Angeles from being counted accurately and from getting our fair share of both state and federal dollars, as well as California's fair share of representation. O'Melveny and Myers has agreed to do this at this basis with the only cost to us is we are going to be providing out-of-pocket costs to O'Melveny. They're providing at this time the hours of legal work on a pro bono basis. We're hoping to get additional cities involved to maybe make up the difference, but O'Melveny says we're not going to wait for that. We know that this is too important for the city of Los Angeles. So I'd like to thank Rick Jones here for O'Melveny and Myers stepping up to the plate on this important issue of the city of Los Angeles. The vote by the council today will allow us to have O'Melveny and Myers associate with the city attorney in intervening in this important lawsuit. Councilman Alatorre, I think, rightly pointed out that this is important to all the citizens of Los Angeles, not just those communities which historically been undercounted, because it impacts our ability to provide services to everyone. And I appreciate having the opportunity to come before this council, and I definitely appreciate the help that the law firm of O'Melveny and Myers is providing to us.
I envision a long legal battle with those two law firms against each other. God help us if we have to pay for it all. Mr. Hernandez.
I don't think in this case they'll both be working for us, Mr. Holden. Mr. President, members of the council, I think it's obvious that we all understand the importance of an accurate count. And the reality is, coming back from the League of Cities, you need to understand that every other municipality, whether it be rural or urban, is also understanding the importance of a count. And the reality is, The count is what's going to tell us what the realities are we have to deal with. In Los Angeles, we've had to suffer because that reality resulted in an undercount. And we've had to deal with the reality of immigrant populations, disenfranchised populations, the populations that were part of that undercount, and we're dealing with social needs because of it. I rise because I'd like to amend Mr. Fuhr's amendment in that the Community Economic Development Department last year participated in a whole network of social agencies participating in the count. In fact, during the count, they were out there that night trying to find homeless, trying to find who was disenfranchised. And when I read your motion, the reality is having them report, or having them, the Human Relations Commissions and the Disability Department report on outreach strategies does not include the Community Development Department and its entire network. And I just would like to amend it to include the Community Economic Development Committee as well as the Community Development Department as part of that process. That way we can assure that we have that inclusion and that the entire network, in fact, the motion should talk about all the Department of Aging and so forth. The reality is we have to have a comprehensive strategy. And I think that CDD led that strategy last time around, and they should be included as part of the motion. If you don't have a problem with that, that'll be my friendly amendment.
Mr. Alatorre.
Let me just close. Let me thank once again leadership of City Attorney Jimmy Hahn and to Melvin and Meyer who stepped up to the plate, and we'll be associating with the City Attorney on behalf of the City of Los Angeles. I wanted to thank them for their generosity and their interest in making sure as a corporation and as a large law firm, not only that is housed here in Los Angeles, their corporate headquarters are here, and they have obviously offices throughout the world. They have shown an interest in making sure that the City of Los Angeles is well represented. I would respectfully ask for an aye vote on this motion as amended. I think that it's important that we begin the process early to make sure that we're guaranteed our just share of the federal budget once that the count is determined by the Commerce Department. Thank you.
Ms. Goldberg. Ms. Goldberg.
Yes, I just also would like to commend all of the people involved, particularly the leadership as well of Congresswoman Roybal Allard. But I would like to know if there is within the council plans that are being made, and if so, is it through some committee for us to be involved? Is there an ad hoc committee? Because I certainly think that a great many of us ought to and will want to participate in the actual day-to-day work of this, and
Mayor Reardon is ostensibly appointing a complete count committee now. We haven't seen the letter that has emerged from his office yet, but that's supposed to detail the involvement, and if we're not involved, we can easily work with him to be so.
And we'll be involved.
That's just wanted to make sure that was happening.
Yeah.
Mr. Holden. I said you were limited in your time today. You've already dominated.
How many minutes do I have of my 3 minutes that I was allocated?
Half a minute left.
Okay, Mr. President. Well, that's enough time to say thank the City Attorney, City Attorney James Hahn. A lot of law leaders would sit back and not take any action, but certainly Mr. Hahn has taken the appropriate action to guarantee that we get a fair count so we can get the resources from Washington that we need and deserve in order to serve our constituency, the people in the City of Los Angeles. You know, sometimes we take too much for granted and just say, well, that's a matter of fact. It should happen anyway. Not the case. I want to thank Melvin and Myers for donating their time to this worthwhile cause. And the other outfit that gets a contract from us from time to time, we remind them they're on the wrong side of this issue. Okay, they're on the other side of this issue. We got to remind them next time they come before us.
Okay,
but certainly, the City Attorney's Office was out front.
We can't do anything until we vote on this, Nate.
Well, then let's vote on it so we can do something about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to join in supporting this, obviously, but I wanted to thank Mr. Hahn for assigning Jessica Hines to this. You have really done a great job for us on the last one, and I was just asking if she ever gets a break between sets of litigation on each census, because, as you know, among other things that will be affected by this, we're going to be dealing with our own reapportionment issue, and I think things have changed a lot in this city since the last reapportionment fight, which was also based on the question of an undercount or an incorrect count. So I just want to acknowledge your good sense in appointing a very capable attorney and say thank you to you as well.
Okay, thank you. Prepare the roll on the
21 as amended.
As amended 2 or 3 different times. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That is approved. Forthwith on that. The next item,
Item 18, called special.
Mr. Fuhrer.
This is a motion by Ms. Goldberg, and basically we're on the same page. We just want to amend the motion to say that the report which would be directed to be issued by the council today come to Arts, Health, and Humanities in advance so we can consider all parks-related issues as a unit and then have the report come to the council. Fair enough? Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Mr. Holden?
Mr. Chairman and members, I have a list of Prop A's parcel distribution that will be going into this program, and each council district already has a certain amount of money set aside, unless I got the information. Well, then maybe somebody should explain this to me then, what this actually represents.
That represents where the money came from.
It's coming from the 10th district. It's coming from the 9th district, coming from
It's coming from each of those districts.
and that money is already set aside for projects.
No, hasn't been allocated at all.
I believe that it's been allocated for Lacey's school, for the kids, which we've needed for some time, a gym, and the school district is going to come up with some matching funds. This money, so I'm told, is set aside already for that purpose.
That's why the motion says, in conjunction with council offices, if there are projects, that's what you do.
That's
is you
what I'm
talk
saying.
to
The project is already there.
Well,
Now you're going to take the money from the project. Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Holden, the only way money is allocated is by the city council. The city council has not allocated
Right.
any of the parcel money in A2 or the roughly $7 million of undesignated projects for the, as I think it's
that's only a
categorized,
description of
intercity.
income. That's all that is.
Now, there is money that's in Prop K in the competitive bid process for Lacey Trim,
There is money already there.
in the competitive process. In Prop K, not Prop
Which
A or
means that
A2.
All right, well,
Mr.
trust me,
Hernandez.
remember.
You know, members of council, being that Mr. Holden brought it up, and I think it's part of what the overall discussion is going to be about, what that list shows is basically where the money came from. And what we discovered yesterday as we were going through the block grant request is that, you know, the rich could get richer and the poor could get poor because of the disparity of park space, the number of parks, and the kinds of programming that can go on because of the size of parks. And part of the policy decisions we have to make is how is that money being spent. And I just wanted to point out to Mr. Holden that the reality is, as he looks at that list, his district is getting approximately half or 1/3 of what other districts might be producing. And we have to sit down and really look at these issues. When I talk about maintenance of land and so forth, it's great to have large parcels of land, but the reality is it costs more to maintain it, and it costs more to staff it. But what does that impact does that have on programming for youth in the inner city when there is no funding for those kinds of programs? And so we as a council are going to get a chance to look at some of those policy decisions in this process. And I think it's important that we recognize it. Youth become adults and they travel throughout the city. The reality is we have to have a city approach to dealing with these issues. And right now, there's no question in my mind, there's no question in terms of statistics that we have a disparity going on as to where open space exists, where youth are growing up, and what kinds of resources we're making available for them.
Mr. Savornich?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. The question that I would have is that in regards to, as I'm looking at the text of the motion, what this is asking for is the LA for Kids Steering Committee with input from Rec and Parks and the council offices, be directed to report to the council on the recommendations in regards to Prop A2 and the $7 million in the inner city urban parks and $12 million in per parcel funds. The question that I would have, are we then asking the Prop A, are we asking the LA for Kids Steering Committee, Mr. Deaton, to do this instead of Recreation and Parks and transferring the function in regards to the reporting on how these funds can be used from Rec and Parks to the Steering Committee?
As I assume that what the steering committee would be recommending to council on that.
Rather than...
And Rec and Parks will also, if they choose to, that they would also recommend, just like they have in K.
Okay. If this motion did not exist, what would be the process for the Prop A2 and the $7 million in inner city high urban parks and the $12 million being per parcel being recommended? Would it be through
Recreation and Parks, through the Board of Recreation and Parks Commission, would make a recommendation to the council.
So what we're doing is that we're asking that the LA for Kids Steering Committee take the place of the Board of Recreation and Parks Commissioners?
No.
Okay, then they're going to make the recommendations rather than they?
There may be two sets of recommendations. We'll see how it works out with Rec and Parks.
So then we're asking them to make recommendations as well as the Rec and Parks?
I believe so.
Commission?
But in conjunction there...
I think we should give on my time, colleague, rather quickly.
I didn't speak at the beginning because I thought from the language that maybe it would be obvious, but I don't mean that negatively. I'm just saying I should have spoken when it first started. The idea of this is we have now A2, Prop K, and Rec and Park funds. There is not any one overall look at how all of the pieces fit together. Okay? There isn't. There's a steering committee for Prop K. There's the county and the city on A and A2.
But what you're asking...
And what I'm suggesting is this. I'm suggesting that we have been talking a long time about how, with the funding that there is, we could do two important things. One is we could improve the existing parks, and two is we can look at the areas that don't have any parks and we could maybe get some parks there.
But what I'm asking is, are we asking the LA for Kids Steering Committee to do this rather than Rec and Parks?
No, it says with input, if you read the therefore, it says, I move that LA Kids Steering Committee with input from Rec and Park and council offices.
But what you're asking is the LA for Kids Steering Committee to be the lead entity
Yes,
rather
that
than
I
the
am.
Board of Rec and Parks Commissioners.
That's correct. That
Okay.
is correct, because they are the only group that I know of that is overseeing, because of the positions the individuals on it hold, the whole look at where this money is going.
Have we got an input in how the Board of Rec and Parks Commissioners or Rec and Parks staff feel about this?
I discussed it with the general manager yesterday, and she did not indicate that she had a problem with if the steering committee did it or if it went through the normal
Well, that's
process.
funny. I had a meeting with the Department of Rec and Parks general manager the day before, and she did have a problem with it.
Well, she certainly didn't call my office about it at all.
Well, she sat in front of me.
Okay, Mrs. Walders, you have the
She
floor.
didn't. I mean, we don't.
Mr. Savornich, your time is up. Mrs. Walders?
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I introduced a motion in August, and it was to be heard in Arts, Health, and Humanities Committee, which it hasn't been as yet. But that motion asked for the appropriate departments to report to the council on Proposition A, funds, per parcel funds, urban impact funds, the $3 million that went to the Housing Authority for parks, that the appropriate departments report to the council through that committee. And as yet, I guess Mr. Fuhrer hasn't heard it because it has not come back to council. And I felt that that's the appropriate vehicle here, because the staff members, each department that oversees these projects, would have the information to present to us, and then we would have it from each person, each group. This motion asks for the steering committee to report. I have no problem with the steering committee reporting, but I think the departments ought to, who are charged with these funds, ought to be included in that, and I think that the CLA's office should also be included in that. So that would be my amendment, I guess, to this motion, or this motion would be an amendment to the motion that's already in the pipeline.
Ms. Goldberg, did you want to be heard again?
Yes. The fact of the matter is that it is my opinion, and that's why I'm bringing this forward, and it's very clear. It's interesting to me, however, that the person, some people will talk to some people and not the maker of the motion, but besides that, we do not have an overall strategy. It is not happening. When you ask about things, everything is piecemeal. And all I am trying to do is to say, maybe we can come up with one list that looks at how to use the various pieces to bring some equity to this situation. That means some places that have never had repairs get repairs. That means places that are park poor get some parks. And that means that parks that have existed for a long time get taken care of. Now, I do not believe that without the involvement of the steering committee, that's going to happen. That's my belief. That's why I bring this motion forward. And I ask for an aye vote because it will come back through the Arts, Health, and Humanities Committee, on which I do not sit, and it will come back to this council, and everybody will have a chance to vote on it. And I think that is an appropriate way to go, and I think it will make a difference in getting an overall plan for how this money gets spent.
Mr. Alatorre.
Mr. President and members, you know, this past budget session, when we were adopting the budget, we started talking about trying to provide some equity in the way that you deliver human services throughout the city of Los Angeles. I can't think of one entity, one department that has the capacity of trying to equalize the manner in which funds are allocated in order to meet the needs of children. I think that's what it should be based on, the needs of children. Unfortunately, the way that funds have been appropriated haven't been normally based on it. It's been based on who has bigger parks, you know, and usually the ones that have bigger parks have a greater capacity, privately and otherwise, to fund many of these programs. The inner city parks that have the most use, the greatest wear and tear on the infrastructure of these parks are the ones that are adversely impacted and do not receive the attention that I believe that they deserve because of the fact that they are in poor areas, they're in the inner city, they do not have the same capacity, they are usually smaller, you know, in terms of acreage and the like, because they happen to be the oldest. So it just seems to me that what is being attempted here is to at least look at this issue in an intelligent manner and hopefully come up with a basis, a more rational basis to meet the needs of children that utilize the parks, the park system in the city of Los Angeles. And I just believe that it is time that we rethink, it is time that we relook and re-examine the way that we deliver services to the parks, the park system, so that kids and the ones that have the greatest need and the least resources at least are taken into consideration, and they're factored into the equation of the way that allocations are made. So I would ask also for an aye vote. And what we're talking about is, and I believe that it is good for everybody, is meeting the needs, the genuine needs of children that have needs and that have limited resources, and not to take away from anybody, but to begin to look at need and to begin to look at the way that we reallocate our funds. Ask for an aye vote.
Mr. Holden?
This matter will go before Arts and Health Committee before it comes to the council. And then what you're doing is that you're going to preempt the departments. At that point, will the departments provide their input, or when will they provide their input on this matter, Mr. Deaton?
Well, the steering committee, as in Prop K, will
If we adopt this, then the steering committee is in charge. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Steering committee will be recommending to council through the committee process on what.
And they'll be going into various departments, pulling money out and saying, here's what we recommend that you do with their monies.
That's right.
And at what point will the department have anything to say?
All through the process.
And will the department have the responsibility of spending the money? Will the steering committee go out and hire contractors?
No,
Who's going to do this?
As in Prop K, if it's a Rec and Parks project, Rec and Parks is responsible for contracting and all the bid process and everything else.
The steering committee will say to Rec and Parks, or whatever the cognizant department of housing, you're going to take this money and move it around and spend it in this manner. Therefore, you go with it. Is that correct?
We'll be making recommendations along those lines, as is in Prop K, but in the end, if it's a Rec and Parks project, which in this instance it will be in all likelihood, the department is responsible for the contracting, et cetera. In the case of Prop K with competitive bids process, that responsibility, we're recommending to the council that engineering do the competitive bid process.
All right, but if you take all the money and you commingle with Prop K, then that'll be the course of action it'll take then, and not go to the department. It'll be all bid. Is that correct?
There's no desire to commingle. No desire to commingle the funds.
Well, that's what you'll be doing. And here's what my problem is: you are going to commingle the funds.
No.
That's what you're taking it here, this $11 million, and giving it to Prop K for the steering committee to administer. And here's my problem. My problem is that the 700,000 or $1 million, whatever we're going to get for Lacey's, is not enough to do the whole job. The school board is going to come up with matching funds, donations will be matching funds, and therefore you can't have a bid process. We can't control how that project is going to be designed and constructed, because you're saying you got to have a bid. There's no provisions for a bid in that process, where you have matching funds, where other agencies are participating in the process.
In the Prop K on Lacey, Jim, as is with a lot of other projects, it was part of the competitive process and required that it come through that system.
So you're competing for the money. You're not.
Excuse me, but if Lacey, the desire is to have Lacey use A2 funds or the parcel funds or the specific projects, that would not be a competitive bid process. It could be supplemental to that.
Well, with the commission, this advisory committee or commission, steering committee, would they make that determination?
They would make recommendations. If you don't care for the recommendations, just like you don't care for the recommendations on Prop K, you can change them.
All right, we do have Prop K, don't we?
Mr. Holden? Mr. Savornich,
and you can change.
Okay, then we have the matter before us. Prepare the roll.
Mr. President, you have a couple amendments. Councilmember Walters has recommended that Rec and Parks be the lead department instead of the Ad hoc for Kids Steering Committee, and I thought maybe council wanted to vote on that.
Yeah. Prepare the roll.
No vote, no vote.
Tabulate the vote.
4 ayes, 8 noes.
That failed.
The amendment by Councilman Fuhrer to have the Arts, Health, and Humanities Committee review this prior to submission to council has been accepted by Councilmember Goldberg, so now you have...
We have 18 as amended. 18.
I didn't hear Community and Economic Development on this one. That was the previous motion.
Okay, prepare the roll.
Okay, with the Fuhrer.
Tabulate the vote. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Next item.
Item 2 has been held on the desk for Councilmember Alatorre.
Mr. Alatorre? All right, prepare the roll on item number 2. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Next item.
Mr. President, I didn't hear, was that a grant or to deny? I didn't hear the motion. That was to grant?
The committee report.
Okay, to grant. Thank you.
Okay.
This is a time for comments from the public on non-agenda items.
Okay, we have Gracie Gray. Gracie Gray.
Good afternoon. Hello. I first would like to give this to one of the officers to pass around to the city councilmen and the city council women and etc. I have here, this is a bulletin of a church. Excuse me, will someone give this to because God says, show them. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the light. Who is in here that drives a car with a little kit on the back? You know, the city does not give me 1 penny, nor do they pay my rent, nor do they have any business in my apartment. Jesus Christ said, you shall not covet their neighbor's house. My family and I have not received any lawsuit money from anyone. I challenge any person sitting here, their minister, to say that Gracie Taylor Gray was living anywhere else outside of 528 North Alexander in a 1-bedroom roach-infested apartment. The minister there on that bulletin moved me into the apartment with my son, Winfred Bocage, not Barrington Anthony Gray. Woe to the one who called wicked good and the good evil. I have here in my hand something that will put 3-strike laws to a shame.
All right.
Barrington Anthony Gray, distribution of cocaine. Excuse me, hello now, wait a minute. Let me get to it. God's word says if a man leave his wife, I'm supposed to have peace. In the marriage of Lyndon Wilson and Barrington Gray, that is the divorce. He had to leave me to marry her.
All right,
okay, excuse me,
seconds.
sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. This is. I'm talking about the 3-strike law.
Well, we have no control
Here,
of
the
the
city of
3-strike
New
law.
York, Barrington Anthony Gray. Now, excuse me, because we have cops getting killed. We have people that is being burnt up in apartment buildings from roach-infested slum landlords. Here I have defender Barrington Anthony Gray, date of arrest, assault charges, trespassing. He was deported one city from another city.
All right, ma'am, your time is up. Sorry.
Listen. I'm still talking about the 3-strike law.
I
Here's
understand.
a man have exceeded the 10-strike law.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody else want to be heard? Public comment? If not, public comment period is closed. Next item.
Closed session, Mr. President, is item 20.
All right. Are we ready on that? Mr. City Attorney? All right. Will everybody that's not here on this item please leave the premises for closed session?
Mr. President, while you're waiting for closed
Yes.
session, I have a couple excuses on the desk.
All right.
I also have motions for posting and referral.
Go ahead.
Councilmember Misakowski has requested to be excused city business, April 14th through the 24th, meets council policy.
All right. There's no objection.
Councilmember Chick has requested to be excused city business to leave at noon on March the 20th and to arrive at 10:30 on April the 7th. Both
Okay.
dates meet council policy.
Very good. There's no objection. That'll be the order.
Closed session when the room is cleared on item 20.
All right. The room is cleared.
The council will come back to order. The next item
The desk is clear, Mr. President.
The desk is clear? No. Okay, would everybody please stand? We have adjourning motions. I would ask that we adjourn in memory of Ernest Lobeke, who passed away. Ernie Lobeke was the head of Ticor Title Insurance for many years, and also was very active with all kinds of civic organizations. Passed away, and he leaves his family, and I'll get that information to you. Mr. Alatorre?
Yes, I'd like to adjourn on behalf of Mr. Councilman Alarcon, adjourn in the memory of Richard Rosales Barrett. He was a longtime resident of the San Fernando Valley. He was a military veteran, and he served in the Korean War, and he leaves his daughter, 2 daughters, and I'd like to adjourn in his memory.
Mr. Holden?
Mr. President, sad to note that we asked to adjourn in memory of Mr. Robert H. Drake. Mr. Drake is a longtime resident of the city of Los Angeles. He was a businessman before his retirement, and just really was involved in the United Nations in his family. He is going to be certainly missed. I'm a very close friend to him and the family, so we're going to miss Mr. Drake. And then, of course, Mrs. Laura Ann Strickland. Mrs. Strickland was well in her 80s, and her daughter is Winona Miles, and she's a member of the 10th District Women's Steering Committee, and she just passed away also, leaving a daughter, 3 sons, and many grandchildren.
Mr. Ridley Thomas?
Mr. President, members of the council, would you join me in adjourning in memory of the pastor of the Mount Gilead Baptist Church, the Reverend E.C. Johnson. Services will be held tomorrow at 11 a.m. For Pastor Johnson. In addition, Mr. President, the services for Captain Dupuy are to be held on tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Faith Dome at 79th and Vermont. And it is the desire of those who wish to have the community be in attendance to ask them to join in memory of Captain Dupuy. The selection of the Faith Dome was made because it can accommodate quite a large number of persons, and such a burial and memorial service is appropriate.
Mrs. Walters?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask the council to adjourn in memory of Verticia Bibbs, 33-year-old woman who worked for the Department of Building and Safety for 10 years and 10 months as a supervisor to clerk typist. She lived in the 9th District all of her life. She is survived by a 15-year-old son, Sylvan Marshall, her mother, Sylvia Lackey, one sister, Peaches Benwickery, who works in the city clerk's office, and one brother.
Call the roll. Aye, the council is adjourned.